You know, I used to weigh 600 pounds, but these days I'm under 400 and pretty happy with that. But traveling still sucks. So I've often wanted to represent what it's like to travel when I'm big, and when I found this couple doing that exact thing, I thought I was going to love their channel. I don't.
It's super frustrating that there's even a difference between traveling as a straight sized person versus a plus size person.
What did she say? Straight sized person? I've never heard that. I have to look that up. Apparently, it means women between the sizes of 0 to 14, you know, the average American size for a woman. Why is it called straight size? Why are we inventing new terms for this? Are you just not comfortable calling yourself big? You're big. It's okay. Just say you're big.
Traveling in general is difficult. In addition to, being removed from the comforts of your own home, you're also thrown in this like little wrench of like, oh, also you may be not able to fit all the places.
So, yes, my home is more comfortable for me than the rest of the world. And that's true of everybody's home. It is your home. You get to pick the furniture, you get to design the layout, you get to paint the walls. It's your home, therefore, it accommodates you. The rest of the world is not going to accommodate your specific needs because there are 8 billion people in the world and it's just trying to accommodate as many people as it can. And when you have very specific needs, like a morbidly obese person, you can't expect the world to meet that need. Am I taking crazy pills? Or what's happening?
I just recently went on a cruise, and you would think all of the excursions would have body inclusive accommodations, but there was like 3 or 4 excursions that had weight limits. If you were over 350 pounds, you couldn't attend this excursion.
Okay, first off, I don't want to be on a cruise. And it's not just because cruises suck, they do. It is also because I am morbidly obese. The term morbid is very important there. If I have a heart attack at sea, I'm dead. They're just going to shove me out into the ocean with the other whales, okay? If I have a heart attack here on land near a hospital, there's a chance they can save me. They're not going to save you on a giant mall-sized boat. The excursion she's talking about, though, there's a weight limit because, number one, they were built hundreds of years ago, back when people our size literally couldn't exist. And then on top of that, they are very old. So they're not built to accommodate most people, much less like 400-pound people. We are not designed for that. There's weight limits for that for a reason.
I feel like if you're physically able to walk a certain amount of miles, why like you wouldn't be able to participate in these excursions.
There's also truth to the fact that maybe they just don't want to deal with us. Maybe if they're doing a lot of walking, they don't want to walk as slow as we might need to walk. What if there is a stroke or heart attack? They might be liable. What if you get injured? It might be more difficult to get you help. It might be for you that they're doing this. But on top of that, it might also be for them. I'm physically fit enough to ride a horse, but they won't let me on one because it will kill the horse.
I know a lot of the plus size community worries about like toilets that don't have a stand at the bottom that are kind of just like hanging on the wall.
Look, when you reach a size that you're worried about ripping a toilet out of the wall, that's now a you problem. You have to take responsibility for the choices you are making. And you're going to have to take responsibility by one of two ways. Either A, you're going to have to go where those toilets are not and stay near the safety of your own toilet, or you're going to have to reconsider going to that buffet. But putting that on a cruise liner to expect them to fix it is lunacy.
There's like beach loungers, like the plastic ones that like bend super easily.
Look, nobody likes plastic furniture, skinny or fat. It's just not comfortable for anybody. So I don't know why people continue to use it. She's right about that.
And I remember sitting down on it and being like, oh my gosh, if I break this, like I will be so sad just because I want to enjoy my beach time and I don't want to have to worry about is something going to be able to like hold my weight for an extended period of time.
Again, if you don't want to worry about something holding your weight, then do something about it or don't go there. Bring your own chair. Get a motorized scooter, a walker, a wheelchair, whatever it is you need to know that you have a place to sit down. I have to sit down very frequently because of my back injuries that have never been healed and I'm too heavy to get surgery for, right? So I always make sure wherever I go, whatever I'm doing, I'm at a place that I can sit down comfortably. And if I can't sit down comfortably there, I don't go there. I don't expect the entire world to provide still seating for me because it's just not going to do that. It's a me problem, so I solve the problem for me.
I genuinely believe that airlines is the biggest frustration when it comes to plus size accommodations. When we're flying next to other people, my husband and I try really hard to be as small as we possibly can.
I actually do this when I fly. I make sure that my legs are as close together as I can be. I'll have my arms crossed like this so I'm not invading the space that somebody else has paid for.
One of the biggest worries that people have as a plus size person is having to ask in front of other people that they don't know for a seatbelt extender.
I have social anxiety and I'm not afraid to ask for a belt extender. And here's why. Because everybody on that plane already knows I need one. The moment I get onto a plane, everybody looks at me and is like, oh, there's a fat guy. It's not a secret that gets out when you're like, I'm going to need a belt extender. And the steward is like, oh, you're fat? They know. They already know. Just ask.
People would rather put their life at risk and not wear a seatbelt versus embarrass themselves by asking for a seatbelt extender.
Oh my God. Okay, the reason you're wearing a belt on a plane is not just to protect yourself, but to protect others. Because if somebody goes flying out of their seat, they have to land somewhere on the plane, and they'll probably land on another person considering how packed full it is. If I land on another person, they're going to die. I'm not wearing my seatbelt to save my life because the reality is if a flight is in so much trouble that I go flying out of my seat, we've hit a mountain. I'm worried about getting tossed and turned from one side to the other and crushing the people next to me. That's why I'm wearing my belt. I think it really goes to show that they're more worried about themselves than other people here because they're not realizing you wear the belt to protect others the same way you protect yourself.
What pushes me to start asking more for accommodations that I need is just recognizing that I'm not putting someone out by, helping myself be more comfortable. If you don't bring up your concerns, people don't know how to fix concerns that they don't know exist.
Here's something I agree with. If I go to a restaurant and I want to give them my money and I'm not comfortable in their chairs, I'll ask them, hey, do you have a chair without the winged sides? Or do you have can I get a bench seat instead of, a booth? Things along that lines. I do think it's okay to politely ask. And if they can't accommodate me, I just politely leave. It's all about being important. The difference between a Karen and a regular customer is whether or not you're asking or telling. And if you're telling, then you're the Karen. If you're asking politely, I don't think anybody has a problem with it. But whatever you do, please don't be the fat guy that gets mad because they can't accommodate you at the buffet. Hey man, I eat here all the time and I get $50 worth of food for my $14 buy-in price, and I need these chairs to be a little bit wider or else I'm going to boycott you. Please don't do that.
Accommodations need to be made. People want to travel, and we shouldn't be seen as the problem.
Look, she's not wrong. Accommodations need to be made, but it's up to you to accommodate yourself in this world. It doesn't matter if you're short or tall, fat or thin. It doesn't matter. You have to make sure that the world is built for you, the part of the world that you're in, your home, your life, your family, your friends, your work. You take care of it. It's not up to the world to accommodate you. These industries are a business, and businesses look at the numbers, and they determine whether or not plus-size seating on airplanes, plus-size seating in their hotel, whether or not that's worth the cost that it would require. And the truth of the matter is, there's just not that many big people out there. So knowing that they are not financially incentivized to accommodate us, you have to make the decision whether or not you're going to choose to give them your money, knowing they might not be able to accommodate you, or choose to accommodate yourself in your own home. And I think I know where the money is better spent. But that's just one man's opinion. I could be wrong. And as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much. And I will speak with you again soon.